So, Sunday again. And since the weather has been quite bad, raining on and off, I haven't really been able to do so much work out in the wood shop. So let's have a look at tool care instead. So, let's just go through what, in my opinion, the right way to sharpen a knife. And first, you kind of need to find the edge of the knife, which would be like even though this one is very continuous from cutting edge to back, it still has a small edge. You can see it kind of there, that angles in a bit earlier. So when you sharpen it, I recommend it to hold a bit further up on the knife actually. And then also this is a whetstone, which means you just have to add some water on it or plunge it in water, and then you're good to go to sharpen with it. So no oils or nothing like that, just water on it. And then of course it has one side that's a bit more rough, and the darker side is a bit more finer to get that last sharp on the knife, I would say. So there's a couple of ways to do this actually. You can do it straight from, do it on the side, and then you will have all the, starting from the coarse up to the finer. So you get the whole drag of it, right? Or you can go one side and then you switch to the other side. However, this dose means that you need to be proficient in left or right if you do it in this manner, right? And it's all about finding that little exact, and you kind of see it better when you just have to angle the knife up. I don't hope the camera is picking it up, but you just angle it up until it closes the gap, and then you kind of found the edge of your knife. And here as well, since the blade is a bit in a bow like that, it's always easier to try to find the longest straight that you can find in the beginning, until you get down so you don't have to swoosh it like that to get the edge of it. So if you just do the first part, and then after you can focus on the edge, right? So once again, you take the long part, and then you see here it's kind of missing the tip of it. So as you progress in your sharpening skills, you can of course add that little flare to the end to get the whole blade sharpened up at the same time. However, it's gonna be easier if you just focus on the longest straight first. And as I said, gripping up a bit further up on the blade is just to get stability to it. And once again, you need to, my opinion, you should lead with the cutting edge and trail the back of it, right? So this will be one of the techniques to do it like this, and as you said, but you can also still use your same hand if you find it difficult to sharpen with your left. You can still just change the direction of the knife, so you still just have your dominant hand to work with. If you're not right-handed, you're left-handed, you can still do it in this direction, right? So once again, you want to lead with your edge and trail with the back of the knife to cut into the piece a bit. And if you keep on doing this, well, in a perfect world, everybody should sharpen their knife after a day's work, but that's just a perfect world. But it's all about repetition, and this is no speed in this. This is just repetition. until you find you see now it's starting to glint just on the edge there, which means I'm good at angle, and it just sharpens the part of the blade that needs to be sharpened, because you don't need to sharpen the size of it, right? It's just the very edge of it. And also, this can be done in a couple of ways actually. You don't have to drag it like this. If you find it difficult to shift left or right, or even just holding it this direction, one thing could be to just make sure that your stone is a bit higher, which means you can put it on the side to just get more hand between the table and the knife, which is gonna ease up the process a bit of finding the edge actually. Or you can do circular motions, and this is a bit easier because then you don't have to you can still work with your dominant hand, so to speak, so you can do, but still leading with the cutting edge. So you're doing motions like this, small circular motions. But it's also, this could be a bit tricky since you're pushing and pulling all at the same time, which means the angle can go off whack, so to speak. But if you do that, if you learn this technique, it's pretty easy then to sharpen the left and the right side of the blade, right? Because you're still just using your dominant hand. This is just holding it, and then you're just making sure that, right? And this also, when it comes up to the tip, could be a bit easier for people to find the last tip of it, and then again just. And of course, this can take some practice, but it's also, now you actually can see there's a bit of a fold over there on the knife, which means it's folded over on that side. Let's see if we can get it away. Yeah. Gone. So it's not so much speed, it's more repetition, to just find that little angle of yours of the knife and then work in a circular motion if you prefer this way. But remember, you have to make sure that you're cutting, leading with the edge and trailing with the back of the knife. So once again, you can do it like that. It's also just how people prefer, I guess. Or, as I said, you can take the both from the coarse and from the finer in one swoop if you want. And it's easier to start on the edge of so you have your hand outside the whetstone, and then once again and then you get the hole from the coarser to the finer. And as I said, this is just repetition, no speed. And then when you get because this process, especially with these type of blades, they get super sharp from the whetstone already. However, so you see that you're carving and since this is such a short blade, you have the opportunity to do the whole thing at once. And also the whetstone only need water. There you go. And also, the last of the three most common angles would be the angle that goes in from a 90 degrees into a different angle here, which are the chisels. And these, same thing here, you just need to find the angle to it, right? Where it is. And lead with the edge. This can be a bit more tricky. So if you grip a bit further down again on the steel, and continue like that. And same thing here, it's just finding the edge. And yeah, since it really had two edges, this can also be, you know, it's very flat, so you just have to put it flat on and make sure that you don't have any metal sticking out, so to speak. And that's a fast and dirty way how to find the edge and start working with a whetstone. And the last thing I really want to say before I need to pack it in because the camera, I don't know, is the use of leather strapping. Normally when you get buy carving kits, you get a piece of leather, and in my opinion it's a bit too short. It needs to have a bit longer length to it to drag it. However, when you do leather strapping, it shouldn't be this wet. You should have a compound on it, basically, to make that little gritty. Yeah, it makes that little extra edge on it. However, as I said, you're changing the direction and doing it this way. And this is just to take off the very last of the metal things. And this, again, this is the process, I would say. If you can take a normal leather belt, it's the same thing. It doesn't have to be this thing, it's just to, but I can't show you, but there should be a compound on it. But now when it's raining so much, I really can't do it. But and this is just to take off the last of the edge to get that razor sharp. You can feel it. It doesn't take that many strokes actually to going from a sharp edge to a razor sharp edge. It goes really fast. So once again, just to recap, when you're working on your whetstone, lead with your edge. And when you're working on your leather, you leading with the back of it. And that's the biggest difference from strapping and working with stones, whetstone in this case, exceptionally whetstone. And yeah, that's it, I think. So yeah, that's kind of a rough and fast explanation. It's raining too much and I can't really do it anymore outside. So yeah, I hope that everything got captured. It's raining a lot now, so I just have to go in and see what I can edit up of this, and hope that I can make a video of it. So hope to see you next week with less rain. Ciao, ciao, bye bye.